In this video, we will learn how to recognize when we have aldol condensation reaction and how to correctly draw out the mechanism for aldol condensation under basic conditions and predict the products. So, what is aldol condensation? Aldol condensation is a reaction that starts with either an aldehyde or a ketone. An aldehyde is a molecule that has a functional group where we have C double bond O in between a carbon and a hydrogen. Now that carbon could be attached to a variety of other carbons, but if we see C double bond O between a carbon and a hydrogen, that is called an aldehyde. A ketone is when we have a C double bond O in between two carbons. This is called a ketone. Under basic conditions such as NaOH, KOH, LDA, so all the bases, ketone or aldehyde will do a reaction that is called aldol condensation. So let's take a look at the mechanism for it. Let's say I have this simple ketone, and let's say that my base is NaOH. NaOH is one of the most popular bases, but again, they could give you a different base: KOH, LiOH, LDA. All of those are strong bases that can be used for aldol condensation. And what we will do first is the base will take off alpha hydrogen. So the first step of aldol condensation is base taking off the alpha hydrogen. Alpha hydrogen is a hydrogen that is attached to an alpha carbon. An alpha carbon is a carbon that's next to double bond O. So this is alpha carbon and this is alpha carbon. A hydrogen that's attached to alpha carbon is called an alpha hydrogen. And in the first step, our electrons from the oxygen minus, this is plus, will take off the hydrogen. The bond between hydrogen and carbon will break, giving electrons to the alpha carbon. And what we can do is we can show a pair of electrons here, and now this alpha carbon will have a negative charge. This structure has a resonance, and this is called enolate ion. So let's look at its resonance, because a lot of professors, they like to use the resonance to continue the mechanism. So the resonance would look like this. Electrons go to the single bond, the double bond goes to the oxygen, and we get a molecule that looks like this. This is the resonance structure. For me personally and some other textbooks, it's much easier to predict the product and to see the mechanism when we use this resonance form, not that resonance form. So I will continue using this resonance form, but some professors use this resonance form also when they do the mechanism. So don't be too confused. Now, once we have taken off this alpha hydrogen, it is going to react, this molecule is going to react with another molecule of itself. So I will draw another molecule of my starting material, and the way it will react is electrons will go up to the oxygen and to the carbon. Electrons go up to the carbon, and these electrons will go up to the oxygen. So what is my product? This is alpha. My alpha carbon, here it is, will get connected to this carbon. I'm going to dot it. Now this carbon used to have double bond O, but now it has O minus. This is an electron. And it also has two methyl groups. So first step, I took off the alpha hydrogen. Second step, the alpha carbon attacked C double bond O, pushing electrons up, and the two molecules connected. Let's continue, and what will happen in the next step is that these electrons will take the hydrogen from water, giving electrons to the oxygen. So we will protonate this, and we will get this product. Now this product has a name. We said this carbon was alpha, and this carbon will be beta, alpha beta. This product is called beta keto I'm sorry, not beta keto, I'm wrong. It's called beta hydroxy because there is an OH group on the beta carbon ketone. So this product is called beta hydroxy ketone. If we see beta hydroxy ketone, then we know that we have a product of aldol condensation. Now, usually this this product continues to become another product. So let's go ahead and redraw it, or maybe let's redraw it here. So our under heat, so usually for aldol condensation, you will see that it will be a strong base under heat. So under heat conditions, what will happen is we will get alpha beta unsaturated ketone. We're going to see it soon. The first thing that happens under heat conditions is we find again our alpha hydrogen and a base. Our OH minus is going to take off this hydrogen, giving electrons to the alpha carbon. And again, we will have a negatively charged alpha carbon. Notice this theme, it's all about alpha carbon. Electrons here. Then what is going to happen is electrons will go to make a double bond between alpha and beta. So we want to make a double bond here, and our OH group will leave. And let's see what we get, because this product has a name also. And we get this. This is alpha beta. This product is called alpha beta unsaturated. Unsaturated means a double bond, in this case, ketone. So if we see that our product is double, single, double bond O, we know that this was the product of aldol condensation. Another thing that I wanted to mention is that sometimes, instead of attacking itself, it will attack another ketone or aldehyde. So if your professor gives you a reagent, let's say NaOH in the first step, and let's say in the second step, or together NaOH and then a different ketone or aldehyde, then they want you to attack that ketone or aldehyde versus attacking itself, which is called crossed aldol condensation. Now, as an extra special bonus, I'm going to show you a trick. If you're given aldol product, either beta hydroxy ketone or alpha beta unsaturated ketone, how to go back to see where it came from. So let's go ahead and look. Let's say that we have beta hydroxy ketone, and again, the reason you will recognize it is because you will go alpha beta. You will have OH in the beta carbon, and then double bond O, so it will be double bond O, single OH. That's the product of aldol condensation. How do I go back? Let's change my color. What you will do is you will break between alpha and beta, and you will redraw your molecule broken. This is alpha and this is beta, OH here. So you labeled your alpha and beta carbons, you found your alpha and beta, you broke between alpha and beta, and then what you will do is you will turn your OH into double bond O, and those are the reactant that underwent aldol condensation to give you this product. In some textbooks, this product it's actually called aldol addition product, and then the final product is called aldol condensation, so depending on your textbook. Now let's go ahead and look at the other one. Let's say I have this, and I'm trying to also see where did it come from. Again, I go double, single, double bond O. This is aldol condensation product. How do I know where it came from? I label my alpha. Alpha is next to double bond O. This is beta. And what I will do is I will break between alpha and beta. Let's draw this, and let's draw this. Alpha, beta. Let's label it again. And what I will do is I will give beta double bond O. So now I know that this molecule reacted with this molecule to give me this aldol condensation product. And let's go ahead and let's do another one. What if, for example, my aldol condensation product is here? Because intramolecular aldol condensation can happen as well. Intramolecular aldol condensation is when one part of molecule will attack itself, and as you can see, we will create the ring. So where did this come from? Let me just move this a little to the right. Where did this come from? Find alpha is here next to double bond O. Beta is here next to alpha, and break. And we will redraw our molecule exactly the same way. We will label alpha, beta, and what do we do to our beta carbon? We attach double bond O, and this is now our product. So I'm sorry, not our product. This was the original reactant that when reacted created this product. Now in the final part of our video, let's go and see what would the mechanism for aldol condensation, intramolecular aldol condensation look like. For example, this one. Let's number it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say they wanted you to do a mechanism for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Double bond O here, double bond O here. And let's say I have some sort of base. Again, let's use NaOH. Na plus, OH minus. So again, what we do is we deprotonate our alpha carbon. Now, when we're trying to do aldol condensation, there could be multiple alpha hydrogens available. This is alpha carbon, this is alpha carbon, this is alpha carbon, and all of them have alpha hydrogens. So how do you know which one to take off? Usually, either you will be given products, so you will know which one to take off, because when you will break, you will know which one was your alpha carbon, or that was deprotonated. Or what you can do is you can see which alpha carbon, when it's deprotonated, will give you the best ring. So for example, if I would deprotonate here, if this is my minus and I attack here, this is a really tiny ring. The best ring is either a 6-member ring or a 5-member ring. So whoever gives you the best ring, that's usually the carbon that you should deprotonate. So let's go ahead in an intramolecular reaction. Let's go ahead and take off this alpha hydrogen. Again, this carbon is next to double bond O. This is alpha hydrogen. Take it off. Give electrons to the alpha carbon. And let's go ahead and see. This is now a minus. And now double bond O. And again, I can do resonance here. Some professors also like to show resonance in their mechanism all the time. So I would do resonance like this. But I'm just going to skip resonance for now and just go through my reaction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I put all the carbons. So in intramolecular reaction, one part of molecule will attack itself. So in this case, we have negatively charged carbon, alpha carbon, and it's ready to attack. It will attack the C double bond O, pushing electrons up to the oxygen. In order to nicely predict the product, what we can do is we can number. We will number from the carbon that attacked to the carbon to the atom, or in this case, carbon that got attacked. So we will say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we know that we're trying to draw a 5-member ring. Number it any way we want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then let's follow. 2 has a double bond O. And then 5 has an O minus. So we're almost there. Again, in the next step, the O minus will take the hydrogen from water. Let's use the electrons to take hydrogen from water like this. And let's show the product. Maybe we will just go all the way to the right to show the product. OH, double bond O, Now we just made beta hydroxy ketone. And remember, under heat conditions, and originally the reaction will probably show you how would it be shown on the test. For example, they will probably show you this molecule, and then they will say NaOH heat, or they will say another strong base with heat, and then you will know that this is aldol condensation. Not all professors use heat all the time, but usually it is used. So what we're going to do in the next step is we will find our alpha carbon again, the one that's next to between OH and double bond O, and we will use OH minus to take off the hydrogen, give electrons here. This is negative, double bond O, OH, we're almost there. Electrons go down, this leaves, and we just got our product right here, alpha beta unsaturated ketone.